How a duck farmer from Thailand and an Austrian salesman created the world's most famous energy drink empire. Imagine transforming a simple energy drink from rural Thailand into a multi-billion-dollar global empire. That's exactly what happened with Red Bull, the world's most famous energy drink, created by a man who once farmed ducks for a living. This remarkable journey from poverty to unimaginable wealth is not just inspiring, but filled with valuable lessons for anyone dreaming of business success. Hello, wonderful viewers, and welcome back to the LMJ English channel. I'm thrilled to have you join me today as we dive into the fascinating story of Red Bull and its founders. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss our exciting English learning stories. Today, we're going to explore how a humble Thai farmer and an Austrian marketing executive joined forces to create one of the most recognizable brands on the planet. Their story is a perfect example of how vision, perseverance, and innovative thinking can lead to extraordinary success. So grab your favorite beverage, perhaps a Red Bull, and let's embark on this energizing journey together. The humble beginnings of a billionaire. Chaleo Yoovidhya's life story reads like a fairy tale, but one built on determination rather than magic. Born in the northern Thai province of Phichit to poor Chinese immigrant parents, Chaleo's early years were marked by hardship and simplicity. His family earned their meager living by farming ducks and selling fruit in local markets. The exact date of his birth remains a mystery, reflecting the reclusive nature that would characterize him throughout his life. Growing up on a duck farm didn't offer much in terms of formal education. From a young age, Chaleo had to help his parents with farming duties instead of attending school regularly. The daily routine was demanding, feeding ducks, collecting eggs, and working long hours under the hot Thai sun. Yet these humble beginnings instilled in him a remarkable work ethic and an intimate understanding of what it meant to earn an honest living. Life on the farm was predictable, but offered little opportunity for growth or advancement. As Chaleo matured, he began to nurture dreams that extended beyond the boundaries of his family's modest farm. He wanted more than the limited prospects his rural existence offered. This yearning for something greater would eventually push him to make a decision that would alter the course of his life forever, leaving everything familiar behind and venturing into the unknown. The rural lifestyle, though challenging, provided Chaleo with fundamental business lessons that would serve him well later in life, understanding consumer needs, recognizing value, and appreciating the importance of hard work. These formative experiences shaped his worldview and business approach, planting the seeds for his future entrepreneurial endeavors. Though no one could have predicted it at the time, this duck farmer's son would one day create a product consumed by millions around the world. The journey to Bangkok, a search for opportunity. The bustling streets of Bangkok presented a stark contrast to the quiet rural landscape Chaleo had left behind. As a young man with dreams larger than his circumstances, he arrived in Thailand's capital city, determined to carve out a better future for himself. The transition wasn't easy. The city's pace, noise, and competitiveness initially overwhelmed the farm boy from Phichit. Yet Chaleo possessed something more valuable than formal education or connections, an unwavering determination to succeed. Without credentials or specialized training, Chaleo had to start at the bottom. He took whatever jobs he could find to survive in the expensive urban environment. For a period, he worked as a bus driver, navigating Bangkok's congested streets and chaotic traffic patterns. The hours were long, the pay modest, but it provided enough to keep him afloat in his new urban life. Later, he found work as a pharmaceutical salesman, a position that would unexpectedly lay the groundwork for his future enterprise. As a salesman, Chaleo gained valuable insights into the pharmaceutical industry. He learned about product formulation, marketing and distribution, knowledge that would prove invaluable in the years to come. More importantly, he began to understand consumer needs and how to address them effectively. These experiences broadened his perspective and planted the seeds of entrepreneurial thinking in his mind. After gaining sufficient experience and saving enough capital, Chaleo took the bold step of launching his own company, TC Pharmaceutical Industries. Initially, the business focused on importing and producing antibiotics and cosmetics. It was a modest operation compared to what it would later become, but it represented Chaleo's first major achievement as an independent businessman. Little did he know that a side project within this company would eventually eclipse everything else and transform him from a small business owner into one of Thailand's wealthiest individuals, creating Krating Daeng, Thailand's energetic potion. In 1976, Chaleo Yoovidhya made a decision that would change his life and the beverage industry forever. While his pharmaceutical company was performing adequately, he identified an opportunity in the energy drink market. At that time, energy drinks in Thailand tasted medicinal and unpleasant, consumed purely for functional reasons rather than enjoyment. The market leader Lipovitan faced the same issue. People drank it because they needed energy, not because they wanted to. Chaleo began experimenting with various formulations in his laboratory, blending different ingredients to create a more palatable energy-boosting drink. After numerous attempts, he developed a sweet, non-carbonated beverage containing caffeine, taurine, and B vitamins. He named his creation Krating Daeng, which translates to Red Bull in Thai. The name was complemented by a logo featuring two Red Bulls charging toward each other, red symbolizing perseverance, the bulls representing power, and the sun in the background embodying energy. Unlike contemporary energy drink manufacturers who targeted urban professionals, Chaleo took a different approach. He marketed Krating Daeng specifically to Thailand's working class, truck drivers making long hauls across the country, construction workers laboring in the heat, factory employees working extended shifts, and taxi drivers navigating Bangkok's streets day and night. These were people who needed genuine energy boosts to combat fatigue during long working hours. The marketing strategy proved brilliant. Chaleo's son Saravut later explained, "My father stressed on brand building, a marketing strategy that had not been widely employed up to that time. He pushed into the provincial market first and gained a foothold by distributing free samples to truck drivers. This grassroots approach, combined with sponsorships of Thai boxing matches, the country's beloved national sport, created strong associations between the product and Thai working-class culture. As Thailand's economy industrialized and the working class grew, so did the popularity of Krating Daeng, eventually making it the country's top-selling energy drink. The fateful meeting, East meets West. In 1982, a business trip to Thailand would change the trajectory of both Chaleo's life and that of an Austrian marketing executive named Dietrich Mateschitz. Working for a toothpaste company at the time, Dietrich was experiencing the common traveler's ailment of jet lag when he decided to try a local energy drink recommended to combat fatigue. That drink was Krating Daeng, and its effect on Dietrich was nothing short of revelatory. Born in a small Austrian village in 1944, Dietrich had built a successful career in marketing, working primarily with consumer goods companies. Though competent in his profession, he had grown increasingly restless and bored with his corporate life. The discovery of Krating Daeng came at a perfect moment, when he was psychologically primed for a new venture. The drink's energizing properties impressed him, but what truly captivated his attention was a news article he read during a later visit to Hong Kong. The article mentioned that Lipovitan, a Japanese energy drink, was that country's highest taxpayer, signaling the enormous financial success of the energy drink market in Asia. Dietrich's marketing mind immediately recognized the potential. There was no equivalent product in Western markets. This realization sparked an entrepreneurial fire within him. Without hesitation, he quit his job and tracked down Chaleo, determined to bring the concept to Europe. Their initial meeting represented a fascinating clash of cultures. The reserved, reclusive Thai businessman and the outgoing, visionary Austrian marketer. Despite their different backgrounds and approaches to business, they recognized in each other a shared entrepreneurial spirit. After negotiations, each man invested $500,000 to establish a partnership, and in 1984, Red Bull GmbH was officially born. This unlikely cross-cultural collaboration would prove to be one of the most successful business partnerships in beverage industry history. Transforming for Western tastes, the birth of Red Bull. Creating a product for the Western market required more than simply importing Krating Deng in its original form. Dietrich understood that European and American consumers had different preferences compared to Thai laborers. The process of adaptation would take 3 years of careful experimentation, market research, and strategic planning before Red Bull was ready to launch. The first major change was carbonation. While the original Thai version was still and syrupy, Dietrich decided to add carbonation to appeal to Western palates accustomed to fizzy soft drinks. The formula was also modified to be less sweet than the Thai original, creating a unique taste profile that didn't quite fit into existing beverage categories, neither soda nor traditional energy drink. Perhaps the most visually significant change was the packaging. Dietrich replaced the small glass bottles used for Krating Deng with a slim, elegant silver can that stood out dramatically from other beverages on store shelves. This distinctive packaging would become one of Red Bull's most recognizable assets, making the product immediately identifiable even from a distance. When the company conducted market research and taste tests for the modified product, the results were disheartening. Focus groups described the taste as disgusting and complained about a sticky feeling it left in the mouth. Market researchers predicted failure, citing the unusual taste, health concerns, and questioning the appeal of the brand name and logo. Most companies would have abandoned the project or drastically altered course after such negative feedback. But Dietrich made an unusual decision. He chose to trust his intuition over the data. In 1987, Red Bull finally launched in Austria, and within a year they had sold 1.2 million cans, far exceeding expectations and validating Dietrich's decision to follow his gut feeling. The drink appealed to students pulling all-nighters, office workers needing afternoon pick-me-ups, and nightclub patrons seeking energy boosts. Red Bull had successfully transformed from a working-class Thai energy tonic into the world's first premium energy drink, creating an entirely new beverage category in Western markets. Marketing revolution, selling a lifestyle, not just a drink. The extraordinary success of Red Bull cannot be attributed solely to its unique taste or energy-boosting properties. What truly set the brand apart was its revolutionary marketing approach, a strategy that would later be studied and imitated by businesses across various industries. Rather than focusing on traditional advertising methods, Dietrich Mateschitz created a comprehensive brand experience that transcended the product itself. Drawing inspiration from Chaleo's successful sponsorship of Thai boxing, Dietrich decided to associate Red Bull with activities that embodied the brand's energetic essence. However, instead of mainstream sports with already established sponsorship structures, he targeted extreme and niche sports that received little corporate attention: snowboarding, mountain biking, cliff diving, freestyle motocross, and other adrenaline-pumping activities. This approach accomplished multiple objectives simultaneously. It differentiated the brand, avoided direct competition with deep-pocketed beverage giants, and created an authentic connection with adventure-seeking consumers. Red Bull didn't just sponsor events, they created them. The company launched proprietary competitions like the Red Bull Flugtag, where contestants build homemade flying machines, Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series, and Red Bull Air Race. Perhaps most spectacularly, they sponsored Felix Baumgartner's stratospheric skydive from the edge of space, a record-breaking event that captivated worldwide attention and perfectly embodied their slogan, "Red Bull gives you wings." The brand extended its presence into music, culture, and education through initiatives like the Red Bull Music Academy and Red Bull Amafico for social entrepreneurs. They even established their own media company to produce high-quality content featuring extreme sports and culture. This comprehensive approach transformed Red Bull from a beverage into a lifestyle brand that represented adventure, freedom, and pushing boundaries. Most importantly, Red Bull's marketing strategy focused on creating authentic experiences and genuine connections rather than bombarding consumers with traditional advertisements. By fostering this deeper relationship with its audience, Red Bull built a legion of loyal customers who didn't just purchase the product, but embraced the brand as part of their identity. This innovative marketing revolution would become a blueprint for future brands seeking to transcend their product categories. Global empire, expanding the Red Bull kingdom. What began as a partnership between a Thai pharmaceutical entrepreneur and an Austrian marketing executive evolved into a global beverage empire that transformed the industry landscape. Red Bull's expansion strategy was methodical yet ambitious, gradually introducing the product to new markets while maintaining tight control over brand presentation and marketing. After establishing dominance in Austria, Red Bull entered Hungary in 1992 and Germany in 1994. By 1997, the brand had crossed the Atlantic to launch in the United States, where it would eventually become the market leader despite fierce competition from local imitators. Year after year, Red Bull added new territories to its distribution network, always maintaining the same core product and consistent branding regardless of location. The numbers tell a remarkable story of growth. From 1.2 million cans sold in 1988 to approximately 7.9 billion cans sold annually today, distributed across more than 170 countries. This represents more than one can for every person on the planet each year. Red Bull effectively created the energy drink category that now generates over $60 billion in global annual sales, with Red Bull maintaining approximately 43% market share despite hundreds of competitors entering the field. Beyond the beverage itself, Red Bull expanded into related business ventures. The company owns several professional sports teams, including multiple football clubs and Formula One racing teams. Red Bull Media House produces films, television programs, magazines, and digital content. These extensions have diversified the company's revenue streams while reinforcing the core brand identity. The financial rewards of this global success were substantial for both founders. When Chaleo Yoovidhya passed away in 2012, he was Thailand's third richest person, with an estimated fortune of $5 billion. Dietrich Mateschitz currently ranks as Austria's wealthiest individual with a net worth of approximately $13.4 billion. From a $1 million initial investment, the partners created a business empire valued at over $20 billion, a testament to their vision, perseverance, and business acumen. Legacy and lessons. The Red Bull business philosophy. The story of Red Bull offers valuable lessons for entrepreneurs and business leaders across all industries. Perhaps the most powerful is the importance of trusting your instincts even when data suggests otherwise. When market research indicated that Red Bull would fail, Dietrich Mateschitz followed his intuition instead, a decision that resulted in creating an entirely new beverage category and a multi-billion-dollar company. Another crucial lesson lies in the power of innovative marketing. Rather than competing for attention in crowded advertising spaces, Red Bull created its own platforms and events, establishing deep connections with consumers through experiences that embodied the brand's values. This approach transformed marketing from a cost center into a value creation engine that built brand equity while engaging customers in meaningful ways. Red Bull also demonstrates the significance of maintaining consistent brand identity across diverse markets. Whether in Thailand, Austria, the United States, or any of the 170-plus countries where it's sold, Red Bull presents a unified image and message. This consistency has strengthened the brand's recognition and reinforced its core values regardless of cultural context. Perhaps most importantly, Red Bull shows how a product can transcend its basic utility to represent a broader lifestyle and set of values. The brand doesn't just sell caffeine and taurine, it sells energy, adventure, and the ability to push boundaries. This aspirational positioning has created emotional connections with consumers that far exceed the transactional relationship most brands establish with their customers. After Chaleo's death in 2012, ownership was structured with Dietrich maintaining 49% of the company, 49% shared among 11 members of Chaleo's family, and the remaining 2% held by Chaleo's eldest son, Chaleo. Despite this change in ownership, Red Bull has maintained its innovative spirit and continued to evolve while staying true to its founding principles. The Red Bull story ultimately reveals that extraordinary success often comes from challenging conventions, trusting your vision and creating value that extends beyond the physical product. From a duck farm in rural Thailand to a global empire, the journey of Red Bull and its founders represents the transformative power of entrepreneurship at its finest. Conclusion. Wings to fly beyond boundaries. And there you have it. The incredible journey of Red Bull from a humble Thai energy tonic to one of the world's most valuable brands. What began as a simple idea to create a better-tasting energy drink led to a global revolution in both beverages and marketing. Two visionaries from vastly different backgrounds joined forces, and through determination and innovative thinking, created something truly extraordinary. If you enjoyed this story of entrepreneurial success, please take a moment to like this video and share it with friends who might find it inspiring. Your support helps our channel continue to bring you engaging content that improves your English, while sharing fascinating stories from around the world. Do you have a favorite business success story you'd like us to cover next? Or perhaps you've tried Red Bull and have your own experience to share? Let us know in the comments section below. We love hearing from you and building our LMJ English community together. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Until our next adventure in English learning, keep pushing your boundaries and remember, with the right mindset, you too can grow wings and soar to new heights. See you in our next video. Key vocabulary from the Red Bull story. Reclusive, adjective. Avoiding social contact and preferring to live alone. Example: Chaleo was so reclusive that even his exact date of birth remains unknown to the public. Meager, adjective. Lacking in quantity or quality. Insufficient. Example: his family earned a meager living by farming ducks and selling fruit in local markets. Concoction, noun. A mixture of various ingredients or elements. Example: Red Bull's caffeine-filled concoction became beloved by drowsy office workers and college students. Perseverance, noun. Continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties or failure. Example: the red color in the logo symbolizes perseverance, reflecting Chaleo's life journey. Industrialized, verb. To develop industries in a country or region on a wide scale. Example: as the Thai economy became industrialized, krating deng gained popularity among factory workers. Stimulant, noun. A substance that raises levels of physiological or nervous activity in the body. Example: Chaleo pitched his beverage as a stimulant which improved speed, endurance, and concentration. Sponsorship, noun. The act of providing funds for a project or activity in exchange for advertising or promotional opportunities. Example: Red Bull's sponsorship of extreme sports events helped build its brand identity. Intuition, noun. The ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. Example: Dietrich decided to trust his intuition rather than negative market research results. Innovative, adjective. Featuring new methods, advanced and original. Example: much of Red Bull's success can be traced to their innovative marketing. Strategy, novel, adjective. New and original, not like anything seen before. Example: they understood that a new type of product required a completely novel approach to marketing. Adrenaline, noun. A hormone secreted by the adrenal glands, especially in conditions of stress. Example: by embracing adrenaline sports, they signaled that Red Bull was more than just an energy drink. Synonymous, adjective, having the same meaning as another word or phrase. Example: Red Bull became synonymous with exciting words like adrenaline. Energy and adventure. Anchored, verb. Secured firmly in a particular position. Example: by continuously focusing on selling a feeling, they anchored themselves in the minds of their target group. Multi-billionaire, noun. A person whose wealth amounts to several $billion. Example: the success of Red Bull turned both of its founders into multi-billionaires. Blueprint, noun. A design plan or technical drawing, a model or prototype. Example: the company has become a blueprint for innovative startups eager to make a lasting impression. Milestone, noun. A significant stage or event in the development of something. Example: for over 4 decades, Red Bull has been setting milestone after milestone in terms of marketing. Global empire, noun phrase. A business organization with worldwide influence and operations. Example: what began as a partnership evolved into a global empire that transformed the industry landscape. Authentic, adjective. Genuine or real, not copied or false. Example: Red Bull's marketing strategy focused on creating authentic experiences and genuine connections. Transcend, verb. To go beyond the range or limits of something. Example: this approach transformed Red Bull from a beverage into a lifestyle brand that transcended its product category. Visionary, noun. A person with original ideas about what the future could be like. Example: from a duck farm in rural Thailand to a global empire, The journey of Red Bull represents the transformative power of visionary entrepreneurship,